Read it into the record is what I was going to say. Correct,
Okay.
Ryan?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. Isaac, can you please raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll get started. I'm Wayne. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom. Tom, please raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes. Thomas Robert
Okay.
Council, you filled out your license and inspections.
Okay. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ed August, board member.
Ryan McSherry, board counsel.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Philip Motto, Boards Administration.
Jay Scaria, Department of License and Inspections.
Okay. Phil, want to read that into the record?
Yes, sir. This is case number 1 on today's list. MI 2022-002978 for the property located at 702 South 3rd Street. Andrew Miller, Esquire, is the appellant and is present in the room.
Okay. Tom, can you give us a little bit about the case right now? The settlement?
Again, so this involves the property at 703 South 3rd Street. The property was deemed unsafe.
702, Tom, or 703?
703 South 3rd, I'm sorry. So the property was deemed unsafe in September of 2019 following a vehicle impact. I am pleased to say that there is a permit that has been issued for the repair of the property. But I've also been in contact and spoke to the counsel for the appellant, Mr. Miller. We have reached an agreement that they are going to be either continuing to work under the permits that issued or obtain a new permit for the repair, with the city agreeing to stay enforcement for 6 months while they make agreement with the neighboring property, which happens to be a parking lot, for either access to that area for the repair. I am also able to say that in response to researching today's proceedings, the department did issue violations against the neighboring property as well, which does indicate that repair work does need to be done. So for today's matter, it is a agreement to stay enforcement for 6 months, which will allow them to make repairs to the property. With that, I'll rest.
Okay. So, Mr. Miller, you agree to that?
We do, and we're grateful for the department's consideration. This has not been easy for my clients. There's a parking lot next door, and a vehicle in the parking lot rammed the side of my client's home, and in the one evening, and it's just been a nightmare for my clients. So sorting through the various insurances and making a recovery and scheduling the work, and now begging the owner of the parking lot for access to make the repair. So it's my client has a full plate.
Okay. All right. So everybody's good with that? Aim?
Yes.
Ed, everybody good?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good luck, and hope it gets a little bit better than what you've been going through.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Good
you.
afternoon. Bye-bye.
Mr. Miller, the appellants are in the room for the next matters.
Just one clarification on that last one. The decision letter, it says 702, and I think he said 703 South 3rd, which actually isn't.
All right, I'll just have to clarify.
Okay.
Everything on my paperwork says 702.
I'm looking at it on Google Maps. It's 702.
It's 702. I'm sorry. It's 702.
702 South 3rd. That's what the violation says.
Well, Tom, don't worry. He got
Okay.
it wrong. He's a lawyer. No offense, Ryan.
That's okay.
We wish to pause the recording at this point. I'm not sure where Mr. Miller went.
Yeah, pause the recording.
We can do.
Well, next case, 1238, 1240 West College Avenue. Who's here from that case?
I am
What's your name?
Kingsley Ayeni.
Okay. I'm gonna call you Kay. Who else?
Good afternoon, Commissioner David Denenberg, on behalf of Harrison Inc.
Okay, David. Anyone else?
And Mr. Harrison is sitting on the opposite side.
Okay. David, are you a lawyer?
Some days.
That's pretty good. Okay. The other guy's I have to swear you in, but we'll get
Yes.
started first. All right? We'll get started first and then we'll swear you in. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
You're muted.
Muted.
Ted Agus, board member.
Brian McSherry, Board Counsel.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Philip Motto, Boards Administration.
Jay Scoria, Department of License and Inspections.
Okay. Tom.
Tom Radikowski, City of Philadelphia, License and Inspections.
Okay, Tom, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. The two, Kay, could you raise your hand and swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is anybody else in the room David, gonna testify?
No,
Okay. All right. Phil, could you read it into the record?
Yes, sir. This is case number 2 on today's list, MI 2023-006-231 for the property located at 1238 through 1240 West College Avenue. Kingsley Ayeni is the appellant. He's here in the room.
Okay. All right, Tom, can you give us a little bit about this case?
So what we have essentially this involves two properties and exterior walls of those two properties. But the properties in question are 1234 through 36 West College Avenue and 1238 West College Avenue. Essentially, you have the exterior side party wall between 1234-36 and 1238 have been issued violations, either unsafe or eminently dangerous, in association with that exterior wall, either being partially collapsed or in a state of deterioration. And then you have the rear of 1238 College Avenue, where there is essentially a freestanding wall. To complicate matters, there is an act of demolition that is taken place and has been essentially placed on hold at 1239 North 26th Street, in that the demolition, if it commences, could impact this freestanding wall and cause a collapse, which would further endanger the adjoining properties or endanger the public. So essentially what the department is asking and looking for is authority to go onto the property from the property owners, so that this wall could be brought down to a safe height and essentially be able to make the occupants and the general public at large safe. There is a question as to ownership and rights to this wall. I have spoken to Mr. Kingsley yesterday and explained to him the extent of what we would be looking for. I have not been able to speak to Mr. Harrison's representative, Mr. Denenberg, today due to scheduling conflicts, but essentially we would be asking to be able to go on to the neighboring property or the parking lot and essentially do a site improvement. Like I said, the question is who owns or ownership rights to this wall. That could be determined at a later date by way of a survey. And then if it did determine that this wall was Mr. Kingsley's by 100%, then he would be responsible for that bill. And or if it not, then it would be responsibility of all the owners that were named on that survey. But in the interest of public safety, we would be looking to do that and make that arrangement with the appellants today or at the conclusion of today's proceedings. With that, I can share my screen, but I would go and reserve opening statements to Mr. Dennenberg and the other appellant.
Todd, just to clarify, are you introducing both cases, the unsafe and the imminently dangerous?
For the property at 1238 College Avenue, there is a eminently dangerous case issued against, or a eminently dangerous case and unsafe case issued against that property. There is only an eminently dangerous case issued against 36 College Avenue.
Okay, are you done, Tom?
I am. I would, at the conclusion of the opening statements by Mr. Dennenberg and the appellant, then I would reserve that I could share my screen and go through the evidence package.
Okay. All right, Mr. Dennenberg?
It's best that when we go forward with this case, as we look at photographs, because the photographs will show that 1234-36, that property is a vacant lot. My client bought the property as a vacant lot and paved over the vacant lot. His vacant lot touches the party wall of 1238 College Avenue. So one side of the street is 26th Street and the other side is West College Avenue. Mr. Kingsley Ianni owns the property that is being demolished from 26th Street toward College, and you'll see the pictures. The party wall that's in question that is collapsed is a party wall that is connected from 1239 North 26th Street to 1238 College. It runs from street to street, and it's Mr. Harrison's position or Harrison's Inc.'s position that we don't own the party wall. And I know Mr. Rabakowski, he's probably the fairest L&I inspector that works for the city of Philadelphia. If he determines that that opening that is collapsed that connects the two buildings that Mr. Ianni owns, he would be willing to seal the opening to make safe. However, once that hole is sealed, I think it's about 12 feet, maybe by 6 feet, there's a demolition ongoing of the building at 1239 North 26th Street, which you'll see, which once it's demoed will leave a freestanding wall on the backside of Mr. Ianni's building, which now will have a freestanding wall connected to the wall that was connected to 1239 to 1238. It's better to look at the pictures.
Yeah.
I believe so too. My head's spinning. Okay. All right.
Mr. Miller, can I have just a moment before we go on?
Yes, you can.
The testimony here is encompassing not only case 2, but the record should reflect that this is case 2, 3, and 4. We've not read matters 3 and 4 into the record yet.
Okay, you want to read them into the record, 3 and 4?
Yes, sir. Case number
Okay.
3 is MI 2023-006-229 for the property at 1238 through 1240 West College Avenue. Case number 4 is MI 2023-006-400 for the property located at 1234 through 1236 West College Avenue.
Good. Okay. All right, let's see the pictures.
May I share my screen and through Mr. Denenberg, may I use your photographs that you supplied, Mr. Denenberg?
That will be helpful. I did not label mine, but it's perfect.
All right, thank you.
Good.
Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, but there's no pictures yet. There we go.
Okay, so this is the appellant for 1234 through 36 College Avenue. And in the interest, I'll go right to the photographs and try to explain in detail what we have. This is the parking lot, which is 1234 through 36. You can see that this is the party wall that's in question of 1238. This is the unsafe case on 1238.
Tom, looking at that, what is it? The brick walls you're talking about?
Yes, it is a
Okay.
at one time this was a garage.
Okay.
The steel had been removed. Some of the semblance of the steel is still next to this wall, which basically exposed this party wall and the brickwork. And the brickwork is exposed, and it is the department's position that this is a party wall. The party wall is owned by the two property owners. The property owners at 1234-36 and also 1238 College Avenue. The exterior walls have been declared as unsafe and eminently dangerous in their respective notices that have gone to the two property owners. This is the section that is collapsed. It is collapsed and removed, and it is the department's position that is a shared wall between the two properties. This is not the property on 26th Street, 1239 North 26th Street, which is an act of demolition.
Can I ask you a question about that photo? Is there a gap between a front building and a back building there? And that was kind of a garden wall, if you will, or are floors missing there?
I'm getting to that, Ms. Rivera.
Okay.
So
Okay.
then this is where the demolition company has ceased all demolitions until we resolve what's going on with the wall behind the property. This is another photograph of the collapsed area. And then that's the demolition on 26th Street.
Tom, when you refer to the demolition that's been stopped, is it only that part, the back part from the hole in the wall back, or is the intent to demo everything going back to College Avenue as well?
No, because Mr. Kingsley owns the property on College Avenue.
Okay.
So now here's the photographs that were taken that illustrate the separation. These are part of the city's case summary. So these were taken by Inspector Stallworth on October 2nd of 2023. This shows the rear section of 1238 College Avenue. This is the eminently dangerous designation. You have essentially a freestanding wall of that.
Tom,
Yes, Mr. Jenberg.
that photograph is 1239 North 26th Street. That wall, the highest point is looking toward 26th Street and not College Avenue.
This is actually the inspector's back is towards towards College Avenue.
Right.
That's right, but that is the building that has been demolished.
That is not the building that's being demolished. This is the building, this is the back portion of the garage of College Avenue.
Well, it's one wall with one course of brick that connects both.
It's this wall here.
That's the same wall.
Yeah, but it's not that's College Avenue's building.
Correct.
This is 26th Street's building.
Correct. But
So
the
I
wall in the
think-
middle.
I'm sorry, excuse me, this is the court reporter. I'm having difficulty hearing and I'm
Yeah,
not
me
sure who's
too.
speaking. I'm not sure who's speaking.
So
What's this compared to the other one? Go down a little lower, Tom. The one you just showed us before this. What's the difference of that and the one up, the next one up? It's two different buildings.
So the photograph on the top of the document, this photograph, this is the back of the property on College Avenue. This is the back of 1238.
Okay, and that photo there is the same photo you showed us before this, right?
It is taken from a different view, but it is the same.
But it's the same photo, right?
I will go to it. Here is the spray paint that's applied.
Yes,
to it. And
yes.
you can see the semblance of the old steel beam, and you can see the mark on the wall from the steel beam that was there when the garage was still intact. This is another steel beam that rides along that wall and goes up to this property here. It is the department's belief that this wall is the back of College Avenue, not of 26th Street. This is not connected. And essentially, if they bring down the property on 26th Street, this will become a freestanding wall and could collapse onto the properties.
So you're saying there's two buildings back to back on the same
Can I
lot?
say something, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Harrison and his lawyer, they are right. That building, that wall we're talking about is a party wall between my property and the property being demolished. That wall is the wall that has been holding the property being demolished. So it's not a separate wall between us. It's one party wall.
Correct.
Okay, so if that's a party wall, then the violation with Mr. Kingsley would be still an eminently dangerous case, because the party wall that you share is essentially a eminently dangerous status. What we would we would allow, or you would have to make an agreement that you would basically make the agreement to bring that wall down to a safe height. Now, our belief is that not only does that incur, but there is still the question with this wall here, which it's our belief that it is a party wall between the two properties on College Avenue as well.
Please, I have two violations and it's confusing when we combine the two. Can we deal with one, the unsafe, or no, and then the other?
So yeah, we can speak on the two separate violations, but what I would like to do is to explain the eminently dangerous situation, and then we can proceed with the unsafe condition that the department had issued previously. So
Tom, you're saying this is eminently dangerous right here.
yes, because basically what we have is we have the wall that is shared. It has a return that comes and faces back towards College Avenue. So this return is basically holding, or in essence, trying to hold up the freestanding section of the wall.
Can I, please, that we are only seeing one side of the wall. We didn't see that wall is connected to the roof and the wall that we are looking at Mr. Harrison's side.
Right.
That wall, the building being demolished right now has four walls. The one between me and him that we are looking at, the one between him and Mr. Harrison, and then another one on the other side and the front. So that building being demolished has 4 walls, and that's one of it. And this one right now, if I'm, please, Mr. Robert King, if I'm wrong, correct me. Right now, I don't think this is freestanding because it's connected in both sides. And I believe that's the reason why the inspector said they should stop that demolition about 15 feet before it gets to that wall. Right now, it's not a freestanding wall, but if the demolition come all the way to that building, that is when it's going to become a freestanding wall.
Yeah, our main objective for today's proceedings is to make sure that this wall doesn't become a freestanding wall and cause a life safety issue to any occupant and the public. So what I would ask the board is if we can continue this case for 30 days. And in the meantime, both the department, Mr. Denenberg's client, and if Mr. Denenberg would like to be out on location, and Mr. Kingsley, if we can all meet out on location with the demolition contractor from the act of demolition and come up to a mutual agreement on what can be done with these walls.
I'm sorry, can I comment? When I met with your inspector on the field, this is the reason I'm saying we should deal with this issue one, and then the other. What he told me was that what is going to, if this wall here is built, the wall that is said to have fallen down, now if it's built, that this wall will no more be, it will be connected and it will no more be a freestanding wall. That's what he told me, and I believe that too.
Well, if it's not connected to anything, then it becomes a freestanding wall.
Yeah, but we haven't got to the point. The point what I was talking about is that's why I want to talk to Mr. Harrison to see if we can. Everything Mr. Harrison said and his lawyer said, I agree with him.
Well,
but we need to.
Well, that's why I would like to meet. I would like to suggest to the board that we continue this matter for 30 days. I believe that a meeting at the site between Mr. Harrison Inc.'s representatives, whether it be Mr. Harrison and his representation, you, sir, Mr. Kingsley, the department, and the demolition contractor for the demolition that's happening at the other property on 26th Street, and maybe this can be resolved between all the parties, and then we can report the findings back to the board.
Why 30 days?
Well, it can be whatever you deem worthy, but I'm just saying 30 days.
Yeah,
The thing is, how fast can we get this done? That don't look too good to me. Okay.
Like I said, we would meet out on location and go over all the different scenarios. I don't have those scenarios. What the department would like to do is either have an agreement. If this is in fact a party wall, then we can see what's going on with the wall itself, and maybe the wall can be dropped down to a safe height with everybody in agreement with the act of demolition that's on location. Because if this is a party wall, then the demolition contractor already has an issued demolition permit. If it is not the demolition contractor's responsibility and it is not a shared or connected wall, it might be a party wall in a sense, but it might not be connected to the building, then we would ask that the department or the demolition contractor or however it is be allowed to enter onto the properties, because the department itself cannot order anybody to go on somebody else's property.
Can I say something real quick?
Sorry, the delay makes sense, but just out of curiosity, Mr. Ayani, is your intention, I mean, if the adjoining property is demolished, would you prefer that to rebuild the wall that has been collapsing on the one side and to keep that party wall or property line wall, whatever it is, Or are you comfortable with it all being demolished? You know, back to your property on College Avenue.
Okay, to answer your question correctly, I already talked to Mr. Harrison. He was telling me that we have a problem about who is responsible for that side, for that, because I was saying that wall is a party wall. Where it is down is the responsibility of both of us. I don't know if he still keeps, I think both himself and his lawyer said something like that. No, and we are all saying that the party wall is the responsibility of both parties. Am I correct? So,
and to clarify, I'm not asking in terms of who's responsible. I think that's something that hopefully
That has nothing to do with
work out on the site. But what I'm asking, what is your intent for your property once this is all resolved? Is
yeah, well, my intent would, I'm sorry,
and start over, or to try to work with the existing walls?
So, I mean, to rebuild that is down right now and keep the exist, if it's possible, to keep the existing walls.
Okay.
And can I come?
Yeah.
Can I come down? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I think when you all meet out there, I think you'll talk about what's feasible and what's not and who's responsible. But I was just curious. I mean, if your intent was for it all to be demolished anyhow, I just wanted to know that. But it sounds like that's not your preference. So leave it at that.
Tom, is that wall, is that intermittently dangerous?
It's the department's, yes.
Okay. I told you before.
Which one? When you say that wall, which
The
wall?
one that's,
The
that
one in the
gray one
rear.
that's broke off at the top. Bring your pictures back up.
The taller wall, not the collapsed wall.
Right,
Yeah,
not the party wall, the other
taller
wall.
wall. It's
Sir,
not
can we-
all wall, it's broke off in some spots. Okay? That gray wall, right there,
We
is
are,
that the wall we're talking about?
the department is under the, has issued the violation to both parties in that.
Okay.
this wall here and this wall
And
is
that's intermittently dangerous, right?
correct.
Okay, you got 10 days. I don't care what else you want to do. Get it done in 10 days or take it down. That ain't gonna fall down on this watch here. And that's the way it is. You just gotta get together and get it squared away. We're not giving 30 days and it'll go to 40 days. You got 10 days. Get it down, work it out, and do whatever you have to do. Or if it's not done in time, take it down.
Well,
That's it. I'm not letting something collapse and somebody get hurt, and then it comes back on us. That wall, I don't know how you can repair it. So you got 10 days, get it squared away, and that's it. I ain't going over this wall, this guy, cut a brick in half. 10 days, either get it squared away or take it down.
No, I want to.
That's it. That's it. If they don't like it, then you get either side and you just go to common police court. 10 days, Tom.
Mr. Miller.
Okay?
Sir,
so
that
10
wall,
days. No.
that wall is not standing by itself right now. There's another
I
there's
don't care
another
what
picture.
the wall's doing. You got a guy out there, you're bickering over who owns part of the wall. 10 days, Tom.
Sir,
Take it
they're only
down.
showing one side of that wall. There's
I
another
don't
picture.
care about the other side. It's one wall.
It's not, sir.
Okay,
That's
you
what I'm
gotta
saying.
get it squared away between you and Mr. Harrison. I'm not here playing games. How long has this been going on, Tom?
I don't have an answer for that. What I do know is that there is a life safety issue, whether it being unsafe or eminently dangerous. So I'm just trying to understand the ruling of the board. Are we continuing the case for 10 days, or are we issuing or is it 10 days to resolve the matter?
10 days or take the wall down. Okay, is there any clearer than that?
Mr. Miller, could we say something? I understand
Sure,
your
go ahead.
position. Yeah. Again, the property had a permit to be demolished. That was Mr. Ianni's property. This, again, I don't want to speak out of turn, but the city stopped him from demoing the rest of the property.
But it's not Mr. Ianni's permit. It's not his property.
Whose is it?
It is,
The rear wall is connected to the College Street property.
Bob.
the owner of is Robert Haaz, Haaz.
Who's that?
That's the owner of the property on 26th Street.
Yes.
And it is, and that wall, and that wall is connected.
You don't know who owns
That
the
wall,
property.
Hang on, wait.
that wall is connected to his property. That's what I'm saying. We need to see the other side. That wall is connected to Robert's property. It doesn't look like what we are looking right now.
Tom, was it eminently
No, I'm
dangerous?
not saying what I'm saying. Is that what you're saying?
Sir, you are not seeing the other side where it's connected to the property being demolished. I believe there is a picture there, and I have one with me. I thought I saw that picture that shows that wall is connected to 26th Street, the wall that is being demolished. That's not a freestanding wall, sir. This is what we're talking about.
Clarification. Tom, was this eminently dangerous only when the demolition took place, or was it eminently dangerous before it took place?
So
Collapsed.
unfortunately, it's a complicated story.
Okay.
The property on 26th Street had an eminently dangerous case on the property, still does, for material falling off the front of the property that was barricaded by the department. The department placed it out to bid for demolition. Through court proceedings, the owner filed a temporary restraining order and was awarded the stay of the demolition, and he obtained a demolition permit. In going through with the demolition, that we discovered that this wall behind this property, and which gave all inclination that it was part of the properties on College Avenue, we issued the violation for the property on College Avenue. That's what brings us to today, because we stopped the demolition in the interest of public safety to make sure that this wall still had some sort of connection and the building on the other side, and we did not put either the demolition contractor or the general public, Mr. Ianni or Mr. Harrison, because Mr. Harrison's property, or Harrison Inc.'s, this is a parking lot essentially for the new constructed building that sits right next to it. In the interest of public safety, we stopped the demolition. That is on hold pending today's proceedings. That's why I'm saying, are we tabling this for 10 days to meet out on location to make sure, or to find out where the connection point is for this, in the department's eyes, freestanding wall?
What would happen if you continue the demolition? That is it in progress now, or on hold?
It is the department's belief that if we continued the demolition, this wall would become a freestanding wall and could possibly collapse on the workers there.
And then what would you do? What would you do after you did the demolition? You had that wall freestanding.
If the department was able to do so, we would get permission from the owners and drop that wall down to 6 feet.
Okay. Well, you got 10 days to decide what you're going to do. Okay, that's it. The city and whomever the owner is. Do you know who the other owner is?
Yes.
Where's he at?
Well, which owner? The owner for the demolition?
The guy, what's his name? You can't, it's not here. Yaz, or whatever his name is.
Well, it's not the department. We have an active demolition permit. And
okay, finish your demolition.
We did not cite that because we don't believe that it's a party wall.
Okay. All right. You got 10 days to work it out. If you don't get it worked out in 10 days, take down what you're doing. That it's eminently dangerous. That's it. Work it out. We can sit here all day back and forth. This, and that. I'm not playing them games.
Can I ask a stupid question? I keep looking up 1238 West Gerard. Oh, I think I said West Gerard. Never mind. Answered my own question.
West College.
Can I
West College.
can Mr. Harrison say one thing, and can we put up a picture? Because I just want to make sure everybody knows what we're really talking about.
Thank you. That's what I'm
Can we do
saying.
that?
Picture from both sides.
Okay, hang out 1 second.
I actually think a plan view would help.
Thank you. This is it. This is where that wall is connected to the currently
Where?
being at the back. That
Put
is
the
the
cursor
roof.
up there, let me see it.
So the roof there goes all the way back. The wall that is said to be imminently dangerous is the one we are looking at the back of this gable roof. That roof is connected to that wall, and and that wall is connected to the wall on Mr. Harrison's side where that equipment is. It's also connected to the wall on the others on both sides and the rear. That's why right now it's not imminently dangerous, and it's going to be imminently dangerous if they continue this demolition all the way to that wall. That's when it's going to be a freestanding wall.
Okay.
And that is the reason why this is stopped right here for now.
I'm gonna share my screen if I may. And there is a photograph of that was taken prior to the property prior to the court proceedings where the demolition was halted. I'll share it now, and it clearly illustrates where this connection point is and where the break in the property. This is the separation until it. This is the separation why we believe that this is not that there is a separation between the two buildings. And we did not issue a violation against the two properties as it being a rear party wall. You can see that this party wall or this wall extends above the top of the property on 26th Street. It may be connected with roofing material in that they kept water from penetrating between the two structures, but it is not. It is the department's belief that this is not a connected party wall per se.
Right, and it extends well above the collapsing wall, in the foreground here, and the wall on the far side of that property. So, I mean, it appears that, assuming that these are in fact two back-to-back walls on the two properties, that wall will be left there hanging up in the air, and it needs to be taken down to a certain height. It is, I mean, contrary to what Mr. Ayani is saying, it is not supported sufficiently, even if the neighboring property was fully demolished. And especially,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That doesn't show the whole picture. The wall, is a cable A-frame wall. The wall on both sides is higher than the building itself. That's why the top there doesn't. That's when they took the wall on the side off. Yeah, Mr. Inspector, I'm sorry, Robert or whatever. You were very right. But that top portion, both buildings doesn't extend all the way up there. The walls goes up. That's why when the side wall was taken down, that's why that looks unconnected. When we are there, we're going to say.
So you're saying that's not. You're saying that is connected. Tom's saying that it's not connected.
Sir, if the front where the demolition is coming up, that the picture we saw before, if they put it up, maybe you will understand what I'm saying a little better. Where the roof, the demolition picture that we saw before, it will show that those walls goes beyond the building. Okay, you see, this is the wall we are talking about at the back. You see the A-frame roof came down. However, the wall itself was going up.
But it is not. But Mr. Kingsley, it's the department's belief that none of the structural members are connected to the rear wall. The structural members are embedded into the adjoining party walls across and that run parallel to 26th Street. They run perpendicular to 26th Street. The roof trusses run parallel to 26th Street. There is only the roofing material. Basically, the tar paper is what is affixed to this wall to keep moisture from penetrating between the two properties. It is the department's belief and assumption that that is not a structural connection. It is a connection by roofing material only and not a structural connection to this wall. If this building is taken down, essentially that wall, which is in the rear of your property, becomes and is in fact a freestanding wall, which puts every one of the workers on that demolition site, you and any person in the public on Mr. Harrison's parking lot, in danger of this wall collapsing on them. That's law.
You're right, if that one is taken down, but the connection you are talking about, when we meet there, you're going to see that those beams on the roof goes into the wall. It's not just the roofing paper. I understand what you're saying. The roofing paper that we're talking about on this wall, when I look at it, well, what went wrong over here, but at the rear, you're going to see all these studs, how it went into the wall and actually connected into the wall we are talking about right now. But I agree with you, if that is taken down, no doubt about it, that will be a freestanding wall, and it will be imminently dangerous.
Take it down. I mean, the neighbor has the right to take that wall, their structure down. So, and that's going to result in a freestanding wall that's dangerous. I mean, you guys are going to meet out there and hopefully everybody will be in agreement on what to do next, but it's hard for me to, and Amy, you're a structural engineer, so you can, well, evaluate this more. It's hard to believe that it will be considered safe at that point without taking that wall down to 6 feet or 8 feet or whatever.
They're gonna charge me.
So that there are no more trusses left currently. The other picture we saw of that wall was from that same perspective. Was that side, correct?
So the way that photograph is right now, there are trusses still there. The demolition company was told to stop demolition like 15 feet from this wall. So there is trusses, there is portions of that building left until this matter is resolved.
And you got 10 days.
Just to separate these out for a second. My understanding is Mr. Harrison, their property is really just the parking lot property. So the make safe that is for the collapsing wall between the parking lot and Mr. Ianni's property, that's something that it seems like that's something that, it's a joint responsibility. This freestanding wall at the back of there, that is either Mr. Ianni's responsibility or is joint responsibility with the property that is being demolished. And from what Tom's saying and from what I see in the photographs, it looks like two independent back-to-back walls there and buildings. But again, that'll be apparent to everybody out at the site. And Tom, I assume somebody from L&I will be there as part of this negotiation.
Myself and Inspector Stallworth will be out on location.
I need to speak. I can't go through it. 20. How you doing? Can I speak now, please?
Sure.
He's
Tom.
not sworn in, Wayne.
Only yes.
Can we have
Wayne, he's not sworn in.
The witness needs to be sworn
Who's
in.
not sworn in? Okay, raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
And please
Okay.
state your name for the court reporter.
Marvin Harrison.
All right, Marvin.
Mr. Tom, could you put the picture for the side view of the dangerous wall from the lot, please? The other one is a little better, the wider one, where you can see with the writing, the red graffiti is on the wall. You can see that.
Oh, okay. That was in a separate packet, but I'll see if I can get it.
So, can I just ask a clarification? That picture that was just up, or that picture?
Yeah, this is.
The trusses exist on the other side of that wall, or there's two
Yes.
walls? Okay,
Yes, there are a few trusses that are still in existence.
okay.
Tom.
Yes, sir.
My concern, all that took place for the last 45 minutes had nothing to do with me. My concern is if you take those two walls down between them two, Bob and Mr. Yanni, and that third wall that has the opening in it, my concern is me being charged or having to split that cost for them two when you, if those two come down and then that back wall where the opening is come down. That's my concern. I don't have no problem doing what Mr. Gene Starworth, when we met out on site, he and I discussed how I can get my make safe or get me off of the violation, which was to fill in the hole right above, right below the wooden fence, below the wooden fence, and go up, which I have an engineer's report for, you know, for you guys to review on site or whatever the case may be. I want to fix the wall to what me and Gene Starworth met on site and said, have this wall 12 feet high by 12 feet wide, center block it up, make safe, and you're out of it. I just don't want to be tangled in with what they're doing. I'll fix my wall.
So, Mr. Harrison.
Yes.
My main concern is to eliminate the eminently dangerous case with a freestanding wall. You also have an eminently dangerous case in that this freestanding wall is connected to the return of your wall. So in sense, it is a eminently dangerous condition because your wall is part of a collapsed area. We can address that all out on the site.
Yeah, and Mr. Harrison, I mean, what you're saying is exactly, that was the point that I was making. I think I agree with you. Your responsibility is not to that, but it's because they're connected, it all has to be resolved, you know.
And I'm willing to fix mine. I'm willing to fix mine tomorrow, next week, whenever. I'm fine. And then whatever happens after that, you know, it's fine. You know, I just want to get out of it.
On what Mr. Harrison just talk about, here we haven't been able to talk about that rear wall. He walked away while we were about to talk about it. The garage that he has right now, if you look at the front of my house and the front of the house being demolished right now, when I talked to Mr. Stewart, the inspector, he said, I mean, we agree, we see the boundary line. If you see the picture right there, I have one here. What I have, I don't know that you submitted pictures. I will have submitted mine too. There is a line that divides that where my house ended and where Mr. Harrison's garage ended. Mr. Harrison and myself were there, and I showed him, I said, this is the dividing line. And all that needs to be done was to stucco that wall. I'm talking about which is on his side. And I'm sorry, I'm not a lawyer. If I knew, I could have, the pictures I have, I could have shown it, send it to you before.
Everything you're saying,
I'm sorry, let me finish. I'm sorry.
I never finished what I was saying.
Okay, finish up. I'm sorry. I'll continue after you finish.
Whatever is going on with the wall, I'm willing to spend my money, fix the wall in the back, 12 feet high, like Mr. Gene Starworth told me, 12 feet high, 12 feet wide, center block it up, whatever it takes, whatever that fee is, you and I can split it, or we can dispute it, whatever it is. You're saying that it's our wall? Fine. Let's you and I split that wall 12 by 12, get it put up there and done. In the next 10 days, like Mr. Miller said, if it all comes down, fine. But my violation is going to be lifted by Mr. Tom. I'm fine with that. I want to spend my money to get out of this.
You are talking about the where the wall caved down. I'm talking from the front, from where they took the roof of the garage down.
It's not my client's property.
It is his property. We can see it right there. I'm going to show you the picture.
The issue today is violation, sir.
Let me
Eminently dangerous and make safe.
I want to make safe with you.
I want to make safe.
I'm not trying to argue with you. If you see the building that is being demolished and your building that you are working on, it has been stuccoed because that side of it belongs to the person who is doing the demolition. As they are working on it, they are stuccoing your wall. Okay, I went to City Hall to talk about them to see if I can get a permit, even if I want to do it. They told me if I even get a permit, I can't use it because I'll be trespassing. the picture I have right now, you see the fence you put up there. Anytime
put a fence
I'm
anywhere.
behind the fence, I'm sorry, I'm in your property. Okay, and then there is the line there where they took the bricks off of that garage that you currently own. Those bricks are not mine. And then the wood that came out of the wall, I'm sorry, sir, I don't know much about court cases. I should have sent you the pictures that I have. The electrical conduit on that garage is not on my house, it's on your garage.
Mr. Kingsley, I think
Yes,
this
sir.
all can be, I think this can all be rectified, or at least a semblance of a agreement can be all a matter of record when the department and the respective parties meet out on location.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
When you gonna be there?
I'm sorry?
When are you gonna be there?
The department can meet anytime. I mean, I personally can't be on location, but representatives from the department were all able to make that rendering. I do know that Inspector Stallworth will be out on location, but there will be representatives from the department.
Okay, tomorrow?
If that's what you deem
The thing is, let's get this done, okay? All right, it's eminently dangerous. Let's get out there, get both parties together and get it rectified. And if you can't get it rectified, you're gonna have to take it down. That's it. So go tomorrow and get it done. I'm not gonna keep putting things off.
What time tomorrow?
Tom,
we can be there at 9 o'clock. Or I'm sorry, 9:30.
9:30? Okay, 9:30.
Works for me.
Everybody good?
Now,
Are we good?
Yes.
Isaac, Mr. Kingsley,
Yeah,
is it good?
Oh, yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, let's get it done. Get it out there, get things done and get it moving. I mean, if something happened to somebody walking by, you can see stuff falling on the ground in the parking lot. And that's, I don't know how strong that wall is up there, but it don't look too good to me. And the thing is I don't know how they're even gonna use it again. But that ain't the point. Get out there tomorrow, you got 10 days to get everything started. Or take it down, Tom. I'm not just, that's it.
Mr. Miller, can I just say one thing?
Sure.
And I haven't said too much, hopefully all constructive. That the party that has pulled the permit hasn't been part of this hearing today. And I don't know if he's going to be there tomorrow morning. And whose responsibility is it to get him there?
We will assume the responsibility and call the demolition contractor and have them on site.
Okay.
Thanks, Tom.
That's worked out.
9:30 tomorrow.
Okay, guys.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thank you, everyone.
You know what
Thank you.
what the Amy and Teddy, you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, this is the court reporter. I got everything, all my audio was fine the whole way through, but my video is going insane. Everything is flashing, getting bigger and smaller. There's something wrong with my Zoom. Is it okay if I leave the meeting and come back in?
Yes, and we should stop the recording.
Correct.
Okay, John. Go
Okay,
out, come back. No problem. Stop the recording. We're good.
John Dime's coming? No.
Oh,
Hold it. We got to call. We need Dimes. Let's call
I think this involves him, right? We would need him.
him. Yeah, Master Street's a refusal.
Okay.
Is he, I would say look for him in the waiting room. Trying to find my
It's
notes.
an X access.
Mr. Kelly, are you good now?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay.
He's joining now.
Thank you.
There's Dodge.
Ready? We're bringing everybody in.
Bring him in. Tell me when they're in, Deb.
Waiting on one more person.
Okay. What do you got, Deb?
Seems like everybody's connected now.
Okay, everybody's in?
I still have
All
one
right.
person in the waiting room, don't we, Phil?
Still have people in the waiting room?
Yeah, I'll bring him in now.
Okay,
It says joining, but they haven't come in yet.
Okay.
right. But he's for another case, so you can get started.
Okay, who is here from Master Streets? Just give me your first names.
Kevin Matheson.
Kevin, how you doing, pal?
Good, how are
Anybody
you?
else?
Alan
Chris
Hopkinson.
Johnson.
Hi, Alan. Alan, are you a lawyer?
I am.
Okay, no problem. Anybody else?
Chris Johnson from 24/7.
Hey, Chris.
Hey,
Anyone
how you
else?
doing?
Good. Is that it for Master Street? Okay, all right, we'll get started. My name's Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ed Agus, board member.
John Dimes, Fire Code.
Ryan McSherry, Board Counsel.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Philip Motto, Boards Administration.
Okay,
Case
all right,
Scoria,
Kevin,
Department
you'll be
License.
testifying in the case? Are you gonna be testifying in the case, Kev?
Yes, if needed.
Okay, good. Please raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Respond, okay. Chris, you're gonna be testifying in the case?
Yes.
Okay, please, I can't see you, but please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Alan, we don't have to swear you in because lawyers don't lie, okay? We ain't laughing. Phil, read it in the record, pal.
Yes, sir. This is case number 5 on today's list. MI 2023-005-678 for the property located at 1800 Master Street. Alan Knockinson Esquire is the appellant. He's present in the room.
Okay, whoever's gonna present the case, go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Alan Knockinson, Knockinson PC. With me is Kevin Matheson, the corporate representative of CRUD LLC, along with the architect on the project, Chris Johnson of 24/7 Design. We were here a few months ago regarding this matter. This is a project that started before the pandemics held us basically hostage for a few years, and before the change in the building code. We restarted and it was halfway done the project, and we try to restart this renovation project, and because of the 4-story structure, we were now required to put 2 staircases in the building, and that's just basically the subject of our appeal. We're asking to only allow us to have 1 staircase in the building, Again, it's a renovation. It's an existing structure. At the time of the original hearing, there were some deviations from from between the field conditions and what was previously submitted to L&I. We were asked to revise those drawings by making a resubmission to L&I, but ultimately it was this. And I don't know if you've checked the record, but what we heard was that the board had no issue with, having the one staircase, but so long as we extended our staircase all the way to the fourth floor, because we had like a bi-level unit on the third and fourth floors. So now there's two entry points into that bi-level unit, one on the third floor and one on the fourth floor. Let me share my screen to show what we have proposed now. So, and let me just. So, Chris, why don't you just explain, what you did based on our previous the previous hearing.
Hello, all. Just to piggyback off of what Alan said last time that we were in front of you guys were asking if, because this is an existing building, buildings started construction, and because of some things, with the client that weren't able to finish it at the time, they already had the one staircase in place that just was going up to the third floor. And the board has asked us to see if it was able to have the staircase extend to the fourth floor, which we are able to do. But as Alan mentioned, this is really just for this bi-level unit, because the third floor and fourth floor is a bi-level unit, which it does have an internal staircase already. But we are able to do the staircase going up to the fourth floor if need be. And the building will be totally fully sprinklered. We have the 1 hour separation between each floor as required. So we have everything covered.
You put in the NFPA 13 system?
Yes.
Don, what do you think about this?
You there?
Yeah, we are, John.
Oh, yeah. It's tough because they're putting an addition on top, correct?
It's in the rear.
Oh, it's in the rear. Okay.
It was an existing 3-story building, John, that they added a 4th-story addition.
Yeah, it was just a 4th-story addition, but Jace just said it's in the rear, but
in the rear and the top too. Sorry, John.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was confused on. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call. I mean, what's the elevation of the building?
It's right there on the stuff.
Yeah, I'm just trying to blow it up a little bit. Elevation is, let's see, 999 27 30. It's a little short of 35 feet high.
That's with the addition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the third and fourth floors are bi-level?
Yes.
The fourth floor is a bi-level. That's right. And again, this is what was asked of us the last time. We did the board wanted us just to get our ducks in order in terms to make sure that the field conditions matched what we submitted to L&I. And that's what we did. And then again, we're proposing is exactly what the board asked of us several months ago.
Okay, Alan, yeah, I'm sorry. When was the previous hearing?
Let me take a look. Hold on a second. I can look at my calendar. Let's see. Hold on a second. It looks like May 4th.
Okay, of this year.
Yeah, this year. No work has been done yet to this property. Just so you understand, this is what we're proposing to do, for this fourth story. But yes, May 4th was the hearing.
Was the same thing submitted then, or you changed it to this?
We changed it to this. We didn't have this drawing available at the time.
Okay.
And then again, we made a resubmission to L&I to make sure that what's in the field matches what was submitted.
So I understand properly. I'm sorry, guys, to jump in.
No, go
So-
ahead, Don.
Yeah, so it's a 3-story building. You're putting a whole 4-story on the building, and the elevations, I'm having trouble seeing it on my screen. So the roof of the before the addition, the elevation is what?
That would be
Yeah.
Chris, do you remember?
No, and then just to go back some, this project was, hey Kev, if you remember, like when did you start construction on this? Back in 2000 and
Yeah, let me
18 or-
stick to his let's stick to his point and answer his question. I want to give him clarity here because he seems to be under the impression that an entire story was placed on the entire building, on the entirety
Correct.
of the
That's my
building.
impression. Yeah.
No, yeah, and that's not accurate. So what's happened is the building has remained in its original condition for the front portion of the building, which is 3 stories. The rear was deteriorated. It came down. It was demolished, and that is the portion that is now 4 stories. Those plans were approved, and it was built as 4 stories in the addition. The front half of the building, again, it's a corner property. The front half of the building is intact in its 3-story condition.
Okay, so if I'm a fireman looking at the front of the building, does it look like 3 or 4 stories to me? And if I got a ladder to get to the roof, we have portable ladders that are 35-foot extension ladders. So when you get above like the work, yeah.
I'm sorry, it got cut off because I was receiving a call. There's an issue with my son at school. But if you're looking at the front of the building, it is 3 stories. And then also even in the rear, it didn't exceed the standard height requirement in that area as well as the majority of the city, which is under 38 feet. But yes, to answer your question, from the front, it's 3 stories.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just from an operational standpoint, you go from a mobile ladder to a 50-foot, which is a lot different. And the point of the variance is really not to add a second stair, if I'm reading it correctly, right?
Yes.
Right.
So
Yeah, the existing.
Just the elevation that was up a moment ago, that was the rear elevation?
Yes.
No, the elevation, the elevation that I think showed before was the front elevation.
No.
I don't think so.
That was the rear.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and my question was, so there were steps coming out to the rear yard or whatever. And I'm sorry it's not up there still right now, but
Can we bring it back up?
Yeah, I will. Let me do that.
Sure.
Alan, do you have that cross section as well?
I do. Let me do the cross section as well.
Okay.
This is let me stop sharing.
Rear elevation. Okay. So on the
yeah, that's the rear elevation.
Right. To John's question, where it says roof below on the 4th floor plan, that the top of that drawing, that's actually the street side. And so in terms of fire department access, they have access up to whatever 28 feet or something to that roof from the side. Does that sound right?
Yes.
And John, I don't, again, I'm not leading the witness, right? I'm just wondering whether, in terms of, from your standpoint, how you're accessing this 4th floor. There's both a roof to get there that's lower, and the window heights because it is a corner property, those side windows, those sills are presumably at, under 30 feet.
Right. So, I mean, again, I'm just looking at the one drawing here, and it looks to me there's a door and there's 4 stories. That's what I'm looking at. But you're telling me that's from the rear?
Yes.
Alan, can you pull up the cross section, please?
Yeah, I will. Hold on a second.
That will add some clarity to his question.
But I guess what I'm really wondering is if you were before and we said that as long as you took the stair up to the fourth floor, you know, the main fire stair all the way up, that a variance was granted, why did it then get refused?
No, it was never approved. It was always denied. It was back in 22, they never filed the appeal. And then the second time they submitted the application, it got denied. And then that was back in May. And this one looks like it was whatever they did to build this up, they went above and beyond what was previously approved, I'm guessing, from what I recall. But right now, all the previous permits referencing this 4-story addition in the rear requires 2 exits. I think in the past, when we talked about having a stair open to the 4th floor level, it was a scissor stairway. That's what they were proposing, but I don't recall though.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to do right here, was to fill this in and put another set of stairs for access.
It'll be 2 sets of stairs. It'll be a scissor stairway going down. But you know, when you have that 4-story portion that's an R2, you have to worry about standpipes and things of that nature. But you know, none of this was. But when we tried to assimilate what was built out in construction compared to the drawings that you showed at the last hearing, it wasn't matching up. So I think at the end of that last hearing, we asked you to give us construction drawings from what's actually built out in the field.
That's correct, and we did do that, right, Chris?
Yes, and you have the other set of updated plans, the one with showing. Yeah,
I'm gonna share.
These are the older plans. Sure.
Can you share the street image right now? Because I feel like that gives it. I'm gonna share my street image right now. So this is what it looks like right now. From the front portion, there's no.
You can't see it yet, Jason.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
In the front portion, it looks like it's 3 stories with steps going up, but when you go towards the rear portion, it's clearly 4 stories. You can see that there's a little
I
dip.
remember this now.
Yeah.
Remember? I remember this specifically because I think this 3-story portion and the drawings look like it was here and it was a smaller addition, but we didn't realize it was this big addition. So that's why they came back and gave us new set of drawings.
So Jay, so the refusal was not written in error or anything. Per code, there should be 2 stairways in the building at this height based on the building code, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
And I think
My understanding is though
we thought it was odd that 4th floor window with the air conditioner under it is 2 stories above the landing for that stairwell. Because that stair was not continued up.
Right. I do remember that too.
If you look at that cross section again, that was a little odd.
And I remember this didn't correlate with where the location of the stair was too. Right.
Is there, and I got one more question. The windows that we're seeing, keep that view up, Jace. I appreciate it. The windows we're seeing at the top, are they bedroom windows? What are they living space into the living room? What are they?
Would have to go to the plan, but I believe some living rooms in the rear. I believe they're bedrooms.
And then the other thing, and I'll let you know what I'm getting at is, we don't know. We know the height of the roof. You said was
38.
What was it?
35.
I'm sorry, 35.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if a 35-foot ladder, obviously with pulling it back, the working range is about 28 feet on a 35-foot ladder to do a rescue. So, you know, our concern always is a fire department when you have one stair tower, things get compromised, and most of fire protection has to do with redundancies, whether it be water supply, 2 stairways, anything like that. You know, that's why you have those things. You have standpipes in both fire towers and high rises, or 3 fire towers, just in case something happens with one. So when you have something like this, you start thinking as a fireman, like, okay, can we still rescue people? The one stair's compromised. What's then going to happen? So you know, I'm just pointing out things for the board, the challenges that we might have as a fire department and some life safety things that if, you know, and again, we can always scenario everything and, you know, the worst possible scenario doesn't always happen. But as far as the reason to give a variance, you know, I don't know what that is. You know, I don't know if it's, you know, just because, you know, if it's not written in error, the code fully applies and, you know, it's not an unusual circumstance or, you know, what would be the reason? Because it seems like the elements of risk, once it hit 4 stories, still all apply to this portion of the building.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin, you did get a permit, a building permit before the change in the code for requiring 2 sets of staircases. Is not that not correct?
Well, when would that's a long time ago.
I know.
I know it is. And this project's been going on for that long.
What do you mean by that long? I mean, let's be specific.
I believe there's a building permit I saw of record of 2015.
Okay, Jason, 2015, was that before the
I think what happened was that 4-story portion of what was done before, they built more than what was supposed to be, and they came in for another building permit. So that 2015 doesn't apply anymore.
Correct. And what happened was that also they had stopped work
Stopped work,
because of some financial things. And then, you know, he was ready to pick the project back up and, you know, we applied for the permit, and then that's when we got denied because of the staircase.
I mean, it looks like, what's the depth of the rear yard that is kind of over there on the left?
Looks pretty small, but I remember, I think Chris and Alan said, what I think you tried to get the exterior stairway, but streets department denied you or something. I'm not 100% sure.
No, we didn't try. No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
The 2015 permit that expired called for a roof deck. There's still a roof deck proposed. That would be above the 4th floor.
Yeah, there's no roof deck there now.
No, but you're obviously not finished construction. Is there one proposed?
Yeah, I think you just said no. There's no.
Yeah, no, there's no there's no intentions on putting a roof deck
Okay.
there.
All right, that's what I want to know. Thank you.
I'm sorry, guys. I just need one more second. So.
Sure.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm actually on a job site. They were talking to me. I'm sorry.
It seems like this is one of those cases where we would say an exterior stair from the 4th floor into the, you know, we would allow the setbacks to be waived, you know, for the, you know, an exterior non-combustible stair. I'm trying to think what our rationale would have been, and it sounds like we obviously didn't give a variance because it didn't get resolved in terms of just continuing the stair up to the 4th floor.
Well, and that was, and just what we discussed at the last meeting said was that you guys proposed to extend the stair going up to the 4th floor to see if we were able to do that. And that's what the drawing that Alan was showing, that we are able to do that.
Right, but did we say if you do that, we would recommend a variance?
You did. You did actually, but you wanted to get our house in order, no pun intended, by filing the appropriate paperwork with L&I to get the drawings correct based on the field conditions.
And to show that the stair can extend up to the 4th floor.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, Jace, whether the plan examiner would have gotten, you know, whatever language we had and whether we would have been looking at it and said, oh yeah, this meets what was recommended.
No, I mean, no matter what, we would have required 2 exits no matter what, based on what.
Right.
I looked at the last 3 refusals, 3 applications associated with, all of them called out refusals for 2 exits on the 4th floor level. Yeah, I think Christopher Johnson was associated with the last 3 jobs, including this one. The first one was canceled. That was under CP 2021. That was supposed to go in front of the board, but didn't go in time. And then 2022, it got expired. And then this is the 3rd time they're submitting. But yeah, we've been asking for 2 stairs for the last 2 years.
How about the 2015 permit when there was a roof deck on it?
The 2015, I am looking. I have to go into my old permitting system because this is only from 2020 onwards. But I can just give me a sec while you guys talk. I can look for it.
So the 2015 version was 3 stories with a roof deck. There was never a point where a 4th floor was permitted or received a building permit. Is that true?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, was there ever a point where a 4-story building with 1 exit was approved?
Yes.
And not in 2015?
It was either 2015 or 2014, but yeah.
And Jace, that would have been a point where a bi-level 3rd and 4th floor would have been permitted.
As long as they meet the travel distance.
Right, but not a roof deck. That would have,
Yeah, as long as, but I mean, it doesn't matter if it was approved because it was expired anyway.
Well,
yeah.
Well, we're just trying to find out if it was approved with 1 stair tower, I guess.
Bluntly, my question is, did they go ahead and build a 4th floor under with the expectation that they were permitted to do that, or did they essentially build a 4th floor at their own risk?
No, it was, and there was also inspections, initial, and then up all the way through, to the point where the plumbing is installed, the cast on, and at that point there was a different requirement where, because it was mixed use initially, all copper and cast iron were a requirement. All copper and cast iron plumbing was installed. The copper had since been removed. Same thing with the sprinkler lines. All the sprinkler lines in the commercial space were all cast iron. And that initial there were inspections performed and everything, not up through complete rough inspection, but through the framing, roof on, all the framing and everything.
Go ahead, Amy, you want to caucus?
I still want to find out what was approved in 2015.
Okay, after Jace gets it, okay.
Yeah, I know he's still looking.
All right.
And John, since you won't be joining us in the breakout, do you have any recollection of discussion of the extending the stair to the 4th floor? Or
I don't remember this case. I don't know if that was a time I wasn't there. I don't know. This is the first time I'm saying it that I recall.
Yep. Thanks.
Everything I'm bringing up has been either expired or abandoned. The latest one I see that was issued out originally was back in That one was abandoned. This one was abandoned as well.
And I don't have it in front of me. Does this have NFPA 13 system or 13?
Yeah, all the permits under our old permitting system, all of it is expired, so nothing was finalized.
Does expired mean there was a permit approved but never picked up, or a permit started, approved and started?
I mean, it's a different thing. So if they didn't start work in time, or if they didn't pick up the plans, it could be expired. Abandoned is if they don't pick it up.
But Kevin, you're saying it was picked up and it was proceeded and inspected under and
100%.
Kevin, do you have an application number of that previous building permit?
Let's see. Yeah, try 579-225.
But that's a zoning permit.
Okay, I'm just looking on Philly 311, but I 100%. It was an active permit. There was initial inspection, a plumbing inspection, a plumbing permit was issued with MEPs that match that have the fourth story. So it wasn't only building, it was also mechanical.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be issuing a mechanical if there wasn't a active.
Yeah,
building,
so I have a building permit in front of me with a permit number of 518455. I can share my screen too.
Okay,
It says
okay.
4-story structure.
I see. Yeah, for some reason that says expired, but
That's
I'll
the
see
one
if-
that expired, right?
That's one that expired, but I'll look to see if we have the plans for that one.
And it does mention 4 stories in the rear.
518.
Did they mention the depth of the rear in those? Because isn't this a little more extended than we thought it was?
I found the plans for it.
Okay.
Just give me a sec. It's gonna take a while to load. So I don't know if you can see from that thumbnail, but it looks like that fourth story. Okay, I'll zoom out a little bit. So that fourth story was just like that. So it was by level, like they said.
And what was the date of that?
This was 2015.
Got it.
But it was expired though.
And
But
at
it
that
was
time, the fourth story, the third story was just one big apartment with the fourth being the bi-level.
With the
Or
fourth
am I
being,
wrong?
yeah, so it looks like there's the basement. That looks like that's a part of the first floor, right? The first floor front is was commercial. Then on the second floor level, there's one apartment. And the third floor level is its own apartment with the bi-level on the fourth.
Right, but now currently there's 2 apartments on the 4th floor or 3rd floor, with one of them being a bi-level.
Most likely. Let me just make sure that's the right one. Sorry, I don't think my computer's gonna make it for this one, huh?
Yeah, because there's 2 sets of kitchens now between the 3rd and 4th floor.
Yeah, because I see unit number 4 here, so there's at least an extra unit. Oh, unit 5 here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's R2 either way, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while there are bedrooms at the back, they're, because of the corner lot, they're accessible from the street. And or from the, from the back.
Yeah. So no matter what, because of new application, you won't be able to use the old code for this. That's why we denied it.
Yeah.
The new code.
Okay, but we're saying that in 2015 this was approved, and the roof deck was bubbled from what you showed in 2015. But was the roof deck taken off the?
Yeah, there was no roof deck on there.
Okay. All right, so that must have been removed if that was. All right, Wayne, you want to caucus quickly?
Sure.
Okay.
Don't put us in a room, let's see.
No, we put ourselves in.
Yeah, okay. Okay, after deliberation, what we would like you guys to do is put a door at the bottom of the 4th floor stairs. And would be rated whatever the rating is there for the stairway. And we would give you your variance.
And extend the main stair tower up to the 3rd floor.
To the 4th floor.
4th floor.
To the 4th floor. Well, I think they said they did that, right?
Yeah, I just want to include it.
Okay, all right, okay.
Well, thank you.
Okay, guys.
And that door could be on a hold open, connected to the central station, but it needs to be there for smoke migration.
All right, Chris, did you hear that?
Thank you. Yes, I did. So we have to add a door and then also extend the stairs.
Yes.
Right.
I'm sorry, where do you want the door? Where do you want the door again?
At the bottom of the internal steps to the 4th floor.
Yeah. So as you come down those steps, that there's a landing at the bottom of those stairs, and then the door swings out, and then you are a few steps away from the stair tower.
Got it. Understood.
So
Thank you.
roughly right here.
Well, let me just zoom in.
And what's the rating of the stair tower, the main stair tower?
An hour.
And that, yeah, okay.
Do you want the door the same rating as the stair tower?
Yeah, I mean, has that stair tower been built at this point, or it's been built but not extended to the 4th floor yet?
Correct. It's been built but not extended to the 4th floor. So are you concerned with you want us to increase the fire rating of the stair tower?
Well, that's what I was wondering about, if you did it at the 4th floor where you're extending it, make it 2-hour, enclosure and door and,
Yeah, we can do that.
Does that, I mean, Jason and John, this is sort of a practical question. Does the fact that the stair tower below that is 1 hour, is that is it still worth doing, having the 2-hour enclosure at that fourth floor?
You're required to have 2 hours throughout if it's spanning more than 3 stories.
So in that case, they would have to add a layer of drywall either side or, whatever to achieve the 2-hour rating on the stair enclosure all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I would think that it's the same stair tower. I mean, partially being 2 hour and 1 hour wouldn't make much sense.
Yeah,
Right.
So I know it's a little after the fact, but I think it's, to create that 2-hour stair tower, I think gives a greater level of comfort.
Yep, that's not a problem.
All right. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day, everyone.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
You need a break, Mr. Miller, or do you want to go on to the next matter?
Anybody have to go to the bathroom? Take 5. Smoke them if you got them. Are they in?
Yes, sir, they're here.
Okay. For West Erie Avenue. Could you give me your names? Who's going to be testifying?
And the responsible party showing.
Can't hear anybody.
The appellant is William Warkaya.
William, okay.
Yeah.
Sir, can you hear us?
Hello? Hello, William.
Yes.
Oh, you can hear us, right? Is there anyone
Yes, sir.
else with you guys?
No, just me.
Oh, just you. Okay. All right, we're going to get started. All right, I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
I'm Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted Agus, board member.
John Dimes, fire code.
Ryan McSherry, board counsel.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Philip Motto, Boards Administration.
Jay Scoria, Department of License and Inspections.
William, can you come up on screen? Can we can see, or are you in the car or something?
Give me
What
1
happened,
second. My
William?
computer's loading.
Okay. All right.
Hello.
There you go. Can't see you. There we go. All right. William, could you please raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm Wayne Miller, board member. Did we do that already?
Yes.
We did that.
We did that.
Okay, we did that. All right, Phil, put it into the record.
Thank you. This is item number 7 on today's list, MI 2023-006-354 for the property located at 1525 West Erie Avenue. William Warkaya is the appellant. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your last name, sir.
Problem.
Okay, William, tell us about the case.
So for this property, we bought it back in the sheriff's sale in 2018, and we're trying to get the rental license. So we submitted plans for how the building is, and they told us we need to put a water sprinkler system, but we don't. The building doesn't have enough water for a sprinkler system, so we installed a smoke system in accordance with sections 907 of the 2018 International Code, and we want to see if we can use that exception to forego the water sprinkler.
And also describe the building. How many stories and what's the use?
There's 3 stories and for 4 apartments.
Jace, do you have any history of the property?
So it looks like they got a use permit to convert to a 4-family, so it wasn't legally a multifamily dwelling. So that's why they obtained a use permit, and now they're converting it to a 4-family. So William may have bought it under the pretenses that it was a multifamily, but it wasn't legally.
Yes, that's correct. The sheriff's sale, we checked Atlas before we bought it, and it was zoned as multifamily.
That what it was, that what it was, Jace?
Could have been zoned. Let me see what Alice says, but
Yeah, I'm going to have us.
And how is it divided up? Sorry, I don't have the plans in front of me, but you say 3 floors, where are the apartments?
So there's one apartment on the first floor, there's 2 on the second floor, and there's 1 on the third floor.
yeah, the zoning is residential multifamily. But doesn't, just because it was zone multifamily, you have to look at what the CO of the existing property is before you buy it.
Was there ever a CO on record, or?
No.
So the plans you submitted are as is.
Yes, that's how the building is now.
Were renovations done to it?
Yes, when we bought the property, we fixed up some of the walls. Some of the walls were damaged. So we put new sheetrock, and we replaced some doors and some windows. And that was it.
And any reconfiguration of, creating more bedrooms or moving walls around? Or just
I
cosmetic?
believe this property before was was 6 units. One of the rooms on the first floor, we decided to leave it as a storage room and just rent out the rear apartment.
And the other floors were the 2 apartments on the second and 1 on the third?
There was 2 on the second, and the first floor, the third floor. For the third floor, I believe that one was 2 rooms as well. But we didn't leave it as 2 rooms. We made it one whole apartment.
When you say 2 rooms, meaning there were 2 bathrooms, 2 kitchens?
No, 2 bedrooms and a shared kitchen and bath.
Okay.
On each floor? You got a kitchen and bath?
There was one on the third floor, and there was one on the first floor, but there was 2 separate ones on the second floor.
Jason, are you looking to see what the use was before?
Yeah, for this specific property, I'm not finding anything under 1525 West Erie. I found something under 1527. Let's see if it's in there, but let's see. But even looking at this floor plan, you're not allowed to have storage open into that exit enclosure. I'm not sure why the examiner missed that. So I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
And William, you can kind of correct me of what you guys are trying to do, okay?
Okay.
All right. So this is the first floor level going in. You're not.
I'll have it. There we go.
And this is the exit enclosure, correct?
That's for the stairs.
Right.
The second
So this stairs is supposed to go directly to the exterior of the building. So what happens is you're required to, because it's the primary exit, has to go directly to the exterior. So this whole thing is considered the exit passageway, right? And it's required to be 1 hour rated, which most likely is, but you can't have a storage room open into this corridor area, right? So you're probably going to have to put, wall partitions here so it doesn't directly open into an exit passageway, which shouldn't be too big of a problem. So you're going to need to put 2 partition walls here. And this area portion here, is this a closet or is that, what is that?
Those
right
stairs
here?
go to the basement.
Okay, so that's another set of stairs. Gotcha. All right. So is this door 1 hour rated? Is it a rated door?
Yes, yes, it's like the other doors, a 1 hour
Okay.
metal door.
So they're separated. Okay. So yeah, you only need, since this is all 1 hour, just make sure that you have walls here to make sure a storage room doesn't open directly into the exit passageway.
So we gotta close that door off, right?
Yeah, close that door off or put partition walls here or make the door on this side, whatever it is. That's an easy fix plan review wise. Looks like there's an alleyway in the back from what I see in Atlas, but overall, this was not considered a multifamily dwelling from the previous history. So for you to use the sprinkler system water supply, we need to know what the static pressure is, and you have to have an engineer to confirm that that there's not sufficient water supply for a sprinkler system. So you can't just place that note without a letter from an engineer. Do you have that
It wouldn't
one?
have used the existing main coming in, it would have had to be a whole new main.
Right. But they would, the engineer, the fire suppression engineer will be the one to make that statement.
Okay.
William,
No, I haven't spoken to anyone about the fire inspection sprinkler system. I know when I looked up the code, the 2018 code, it says if you need to install a pump, then you can get the exception for it. But if I need someone to do a test for it, that's fine. We can get someone to do a test.
Right. I mean, that's what's required for you to utilize that exception. So you need an engineer to verify what the static pressure is, and if a fire pump is required, then you could use that exception, but that's a variance that's given by the Board of Building Standards. But if you don't have that report, I don't know how they can make that decision.
Okay.
You're gonna have to get in touch with a sprinkler contractor?
Spring contractor, and they probably have a fire suppression engineer that they can use.
Yeah, they usually have one staff, yeah.
Right.
Okay, I know one. I'll call him, give him a call.
Yeah, and tell him to come out and take a look at it, and he can tell you what has to be done.
Okay. It's no problem.
And then, Jace, what would he do? Come back here?
Yeah, I guess you could give a continuance, and then once they have that report, then you can put it in front of you guys.
Mhm. But he'd still need to have a sprinkler system, right?
No, this is the requirement to. So I don't know if you remember the one where we had a warehouse previously. And they got out of sprinkler coverage because there wasn't enough static pressure without a fire pump to suppress the whole building.
Right.
So William is using the same exception for this.
Okay, then see if he can see whatever he does with his sprinkler and then come back. Okay, so we're gonna continue it, right?
Yes.
And then and when we're gonna, do we have a date to bring him in again, or?
It's up to William. I'm not sure when he can get it done by.
Okay, whenever you get it done, get a hold of Debbie, and I guess you've been dealing with her, and then get back on the docket.
Well,
Okay.
Jay,
Was there
that's
anything else I
what?
needed to? Was there anything else I needed changes for the second or third floor?
Yeah, I mean, Jace, would this come back to us, or would it be evaluated by the plans examiner?
It'll still go back to you, but I'll make sure Matt Wojcik is the plan examiner. I'll make sure he double checks everything to make sure there's no other outstanding issues. But William, do you have Matt Wojcik's email?
I believe he emailed me once, but let me write it down just to make sure.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, hold on. Don't want to share everything on. All right, it's mattthew.wojcik@phila.gov.
You said WOJCIK.
Yep, I'd fill it up.
Okay, I got it. I'll speak to someone about the sprinkler system, and I'll be in contact with Mr. Wojak.
Okay, sounds
Okay,
good.
good deal.
Thank you very much.
All right, William, good luck.
Thank you.
All right.
We have one final matter on the calendar today, Mr. Miller.
One left, right?
Yes, sir.
And we have one appellate?
We have one appellant. Michelle, can you hear us?
Yep, I'm here.
Do you
Okay.
represent the interests of 17th Street?
Yes,
Okay.
Okay.
I'm from Parallel Architecture Studio.
All right.
Okay. You by yourself, Michelle?
Yep, just me.
Okay, all right, we'll get started then. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
John Dimes, Fire Code.
Ryan McSherry, Board Counsel.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Philip Motto, Boards Administration.
Jay Scaria, Department of License and Inspections.
Okay, Michelle, could you please raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, Phil, put that in the record.
This is item number 8 on today's list, MI 2023-006-353 for the property located at 1331 North 17th Street.
Excuse me, this is the reporter. Could I have Michelle's full name, please?
Yes, Michelle, 2 L's, Kleshik, Kleshchick.
Okay. All right, Michelle, whenever you're ready.
So this is just a case of Philadelphia having, no alleys in the back and no way to get out of the back of the property. And so we were hoping to be able to rate the egress alleyway through the first floor to get out of the backyard.
Do you have any pictures?
I have the application drawings. I can share that. Oops, hang on, let me get the right one here. Oh. Says it's there, but it's not there. Hold on. There it is. I think you can see that, right?
Yes.
So there's the site plan. We have a 25-foot backyard. And then the alley would come under the egress way would come under through the first floor and out to the street. So then there's a unit in the rear that would have it would have the first floor exit that would go directly to the street, and then a bedroom exit that would need to come through the backyard.
Is that an open air alleyway that you're proposing?
Currently, we're proposing it to be solid. Because there is a small
doors. Would it be
that we were proposing a door on the front? Because it would be the front door to the unit or to the 3 units. But if we need to put a gate or something, we would be amenable to the idea of something open with egress hardware or whatever would need to be on it.
do you have a first floor plan, or have you not developed it with this alleyway?
No, we have.
Okay.
Yeah, this has been submitted for building application. So we have the first floor plan with the egress hallway. That was how we proposed it from the beginning.
And what's the rating of that hallway?
Currently, we have 1 hour all the way around.
Okay. But is that something that we typically look at 2-hour rating, both on the separation and the roof of the
Ceiling of the alley.
Yeah.
Annie, I didn't hear what you said.
Just, Ted's asking, do we normally have a 2-hour rating on that when we ask for it? I think we do. A 2-hour rating of the walls of that tunnel and the ceiling.
Yep, we would be happy to add that, the ceiling, the floor, the walls, yeah.
And then the doors, going into the units would be, or from the, would be rated as well.
Okay, yeah, because it's an exit hallway, right, okay.
Anything else?
Yeah, just, I think I know the answer to this, but because the units are just individual units, the door can swing in because the size of them. So it's okay for that to happen, and so that they don't obviously swing into the passageway. Is that?
Yes, each of these is an individual unit to an individual, like each door goes into one unit only.
Okay.
This door at the front, we could make that swing out if you wanted. Currently, we had it swinging in, but we could do swing out for that as well. It's just keeping people from coming in off the street into their
front
hallway.
Yeah, I think you have panic hardware on the inside, and protected so nobody can reach in, and I mean all that stuff.
Okay, so that doesn't need to be a rated door, but it does need to have panic hardware.
Correct. I think does that make sense?
Yeah, because that, I mean,
Yeah.
normally it would be a gate or something. So.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell me a gate, a door. We can put whatever you prefer.
It doesn't matter.
I think we're comfortable with whatever
you do.
Okay, so panic hardware on a door that opens out.
Although I do like the idea of fresh air coming through.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have the back is open because that's a
Right,
private
I know.
backyard.
I know, but the
So.
idea of, open it with some opening at both ends, so you do get an airflow through there.
Okay. I can discuss that with the client and see if they go for a gate, and if not, the door is okay.
Yeah, and just the
Or you
placement
want
of that, I
both.
guess, make sure that it swings, so you have, before you hit the stairs, that you have kind of a landing. I don't know if that means that the gate is slightly further back.
Oh, yeah, I think we could probably move this door back into the unit a little bit further.
And Ted, were you
without-
asking to change the swing of that door?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. It would.
Yeah, it seems to me it should go the other way. And if there's not a door going into the first floor unit in that alcove, I think it makes sense.
Okay, so yeah, we can push that in another couple feet and have it open out then. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Everybody good?
And just remember the ceiling of that passageway as well as the walls need to have this.
Yep, the ceiling, the floor, and the walls.
Yeah. And there's
One question.
Sorry.
One question though. So this is an exterior wall on the property line that would only need to be 1 hour. Does that need to also be 2 hours, or is that 1 hour?
What's on the other side? I guess that's
It's a property line. It's a property line, and then there's a neighbor's alley, but that's not part of. It's a condo association next door's alley. It's not ours.
I'm gonna say for that first floor, yes, it needs to be 2 hours.
Okay, so first floor 2 hours, and the rest can remain 1 hour. Okay.
All right, anything else? All right, we good?
Yep.
Okay. All right, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
And recorded?
Well, I still have to read several items into the record as those closed.
Oh,
doors.
yeah.
That only going to take a few seconds, but whenever you're ready, I can do that, folks.
Let's do it.
Go ahead.
Okay, the following are moot complied cases. First one is MI 2022-000-033 for the property located at 623 through 625 Pine Street, moot complied. MI 2022-000-370 1201 South 28th Street, moot complied. MI 2022-000-716 1640 South Ringgold Street, RANGGOLD, moot complied. MI 2023-001-093 3941 Brandywine Street, moot complied. MI 2022-000-712-2053 Watkins Street, moot complied. MI 2022-000-726-754 South Darien Street, and MI 2022-006-684 for 5109 Hatfield Street, moot complied. And that would conclude all the matters for today, sir.
Okay, good deal.